Hi, Dave Snyder here. It is the evening of September the 9th, or 21st, I'm sorry, 2016. And I just wanted to show you in the weather today. This is the Horn of Africa in the weather right here. Earlier I saved a picture of it. It shows it a little bit better. But that right there is the Horn of Africa, and I'll show you what it looked like earlier. I did the overlay earlier today. This is the weather. I don't know what time it was earlier today, a few hours ago. Okay, so here's that over the Horn of Africa, which puts it in pretty good position, really. I mean, that is what that is showing in the weather, the Horn of Africa. It does absolutely go there, or fit there. And this up here would be the same thing. You'll see it in North America. Pay attention to the weather. It must be that time of year because I'm seeing it in China and everywhere else too. But you'll see it here, and you'll see it up in the middle of the continent, right up here. You'll see the Horn of Africa right in this area. It's shaped just like this. This is the same thing. This feature on the Earth, right here, is the same thing as the Horn of Africa. It's the same exact feature created by the same thing on Earth. Whatever created that, created this. And it's also obviously here in this area too, because the weather shows the surface of the Earth. So if you're seeing it here and you're seeing it here, it's on the surface of the Earth. That shape is. So here's the weather again. And let me just show you another alignment here of probably already showed this. Mare Oriental over North America. Not perfectly positioned right here, but I think it's actually really well aligned without the weather. You can see it's aligned really well. And I'll show you a couple things. And look how large it is. I mean, it just fits so beautifully like this. See this? There's this shape right here. See that shape of the wolf's head? I call it the wolf's head up here. You can see that right here. This shape. That's the eye and the nose. Looks like a raccoon or whatever. I just call it wolf's head. But anyways, that's there. The whole outline of the Rockies and the whole shape is absolutely there. I can even see up here, right in this spot, if you look closely as I fade it out, in and out, you can see the Hudson shape of the Hudson Bay. I can see the outline of it. You can see it's like a little darker area right here, in there. Okay, and then the other day, I brought this picture. Hold on a second. One of these ones. What the hell? There it is. Okay, this is a picture of I don't know. It's not very well aligned over on this side because it's hard to align this picture. I should try to align it better though. Basically, I was trying to get the west coast lined up properly. But anyways, brought that up, aligned it as best I could, or just not the best I could, but just aligned it real quick, whatever. And then I brought up this picture again, and look, you can totally see the Appalachians or whatever these mountains are right here. I can see those right there in that picture. They could fit right in there. The Gulf Coast. A lot of things. I mean, it definitely goes there. I've showed this so many times. I mean, there's no doubt that this crater on the moon is that size. There's no way in hell that crater is the size they say it is, and that the moon is small. It'd be impossible that a moon 1/4 of the size of the Earth could leave a crater on the Earth this size. And I mean, even in the weather or whatever, but that pattern is absolutely there. And we also see Mare Moscoviensis here. We see Tycho in this area. We see a lot, and the lunar South Pole pattern all over North America at the same consistent size. That is the size, people. That makes the moon at least as big as the Earth, if not bigger. If not bigger. And there's so many things that show that that give you clues to its size being equal to its power is equal to the Earth. They say, I've heard. I won't tell you where I heard it. Most people already know, but I mean, if you just pay attention to the religious art and all that stuff, it just shows you The moon is not small. You can believe whatever you want. You can believe science is telling you the truth if you want. That's fine. I'm just trying to point this out to people that have an open mind, that have, you know, that want to think for themselves instead of have somebody else do their thinking for them. You know, just because, I mean, don't believe me, look yourself. Look yourself. It's all over in the weather all the time. This is actually the Horn of Africa right here. This shape right here is what shapes the Horn of Africa. This part of it right here, this little hump right here. If you look at a different picture of Mare Oriental, you'll see that a little bit better. That's the area that goes right at the. I mean, it goes all over actually. Let me show you how this. Let me show you another thing that I did with this. I also brought that picture up over here because I've shown that the same, pretty much the same alignment. Then I brought up this Mo 3 that I had here, and then when I was looking at it, or looking at the weather, I brought that weather picture. Look at that. Look at that. It's not the same exact alignment, but that is the same thing. Look at this part right here. All the way up to the Grand Canyon. Look at this right here. Look. Look at that crater, and then look at the land. You see that? Perfect. It's the exact same size. Look at that. This is where that gold mine is, or this is the Black Hills or South Dakota or whatever, where that Homestake mine is. Look at, there's a big hole there. And right here, I think this is in Little Rock, Arkansas. Is where that's where it aligns in my other alignment. But it's there's a feature there that you can't see in Google Earth. It's right here. This feature is what creates that right there, that crater, I think. So you can see the outline of it right there, but you don't see it on Google Earth. Just this picture. I mean, I looked in Google Earth, and then I did some research online to see what kind of features were in the geology of Arkansas, and I kind of got a little clue that there's something there by the names of the areas. You know, they got names that kind of fit that kind of, you know, that pattern, kind of that, you know what I mean. But anyways, just amazing. Okay, so anyways, what this shows with this other weather picture that I just had overlaid here, which is which one? This one? Yeah, that one. Okay, so that's, let me take away this one. Okay, so what this shows on this one, and it's going to take me a minute to bring this up. But okay, this is aligned to the Horn of Africa, as you can see here. Okay, and earlier, I mean, it's been so long since I've shown an East Coast Mare Oriental pattern, but when I first started doing these overlays over the weather, I had the perfect East Coast alignment of Mare Oriental basin, reversed, flipped over, and overlaid right here. Okay, well now with this here, I've showed the one that I have over this area right here, the Mare Oriental. I have aligned right here. I'm going to show that to you right now with this picture up, I guess. And it's going to put the two areas together. So that's why I was able to fit Mare Oriental perfectly over the Atlantic and the east coast of North America, and also right there in Africa, because the two go together, and they were together at the time that this was shaped. Or they were shaped at different times. Something moved off. Look at this. Just like a big hole right here. Like that's the big hole. Part of it. I mean, it's hard to figure out exactly where it was because there's so many layers to it, it seems like. But that's definitely something. Now it's going to take me a minute to find this because it's going to be way up here. Way up. Might not be that long. That hard. Let's see. It's right up here. Right here. And I might have to change the directory. I'm not sure. If it comes up with the red X, no, there it is. Is that the one I wanted? Yeah, that's the one I want. So I got to bring that other picture back up, full, right here. Look at that. See the round shape? Look at that. Watch this. This is not aligned. I did not align it to this picture. Look at this area. Ooh, look at this area. Watch. Wow, that's interesting. See how it fits in that little curve right? It just fits right in there, all on its own, because it's properly. It's the way it fits on. Look at that. So that's. I mean, it's confusing to figure out. That's why I say that the moon had to be fixed to positions on the Earth, like the way we see the one side of the moon all the time. Well, if you were on the moon and looking at the Earth, you would see the same side of the Earth all the time. They were fixed into a locked position that would change and cause catastrophic. It would have catastrophic results on the Earth, I'm sure. When the moon would shift, it would move from a position that it was fixed to, probably causing an ice age and everything else like that. Because I'm pretty sure that's what caused the ice age in the past. Would be the moon fixed over one position on the Earth and stuck right there facing that spot all the time. Not even having the same type of sun come up the way it does today. It wouldn't even be the same. It'd be totally different. And I'm sure that's happened many times. People think that it's always just been this way. When you start to work, look at that. Look at the way look at this right here, the Caribbean. Look at the way it curves around just right in the right position. Look. And I didn't even align this to this. Just that weather is all I put. I aligned this weather to the Horn of Africa, and look how that fit. Ooh, beautiful. All right, so enough said. I've been showing you these things for years now. There's no way that it's just coincidence, because there's no way that they could put together a puzzle that would go together so well all the time. I mean, they'd have to be able to read my mind, and I mean, I've seen so many things doing this, just amazing. So, anyways. Moon is big. The moon is Planet X. It's shaped the entire planet Earth. It shapes our weather. Deny it if you'd like. Call it whatever you want. Say it's dumb. I don't even care, because I know what's going on. I can see it clearly. If you can't, well, that's too bad. Have a nice day.